Oh, hello, my sister out of drag.
Oh, hello, my sister in drag.
Oh, how are you?
I'm finally back in New York.
Back at
Um,
home in the Big Apple.
Big Apple's ready for me. There it is, right there's a map of it, right there on my mantle. It's on
Oh,
my Kelly mantle.
it's on your Kelly mantle. Thank
Ah,
God.
thank
Oh
goodness.
my God.
People ask me about this fireplace all the time from the reunion. They're like, "Oh my God, you're so rich. You have a fireplace." I'm like, first of all, this is just some exposed brick that they just literally put this piece of wood in front of. There's not really a fireplace back there. There's just
Yeah, I
like
was gonna say, I'm
nothing.
like, it's a non-working fireplace, right?
Yeah,
It's just for
she.
show.
It is literally just for show. I think it's literally like prefab wood that like we could probably go buy this at Home Depot. Someone
I
in the
didn't.
comments will
I've
find
heard of
it.
AFAB. I've never heard of prefab. I just. What does
Shout out to all of our
prefab
AFAB
mean?
queens. We love
Because
our
it looks
AFAB queens.
It looks pretty fab to me. What does prefab mean?
Like prefabricated. Like it's not like it was like handmade just for the like I'm pretty sure you can just like buy this from Home Depot and like glue it to the wall, is I'm pretty sure what it is.
There's like nothing in there?
No, it just
To the viewer, I've been to Jackie's house many times, and
It's
I've
like it's
never,
like cut open, but it's not like it's just like some pieces of wood.
there's no exhaust.
No, that
What if
I don't
all of them
think.
have an exhaust?
I mean, so my building was built in the 20s, so who knows like back then.
Oh,
But
sweetie, that thing had a life.
the other thing about my apartment is right before I lived here, I guess a hoarder lived here and they had to like
I love a Horta. She's so good.
I wish a hoarder lived here. No, it was a hoarder.
Whoa.
And they had to like completely like excavate this apartment, and so they had to like tear down all the drywall, which is when they decided to just like leave the brick exposed. Um,
And let's say this, great choice.
Great choice, great choice.
Love the exposed brick.
Also, great choice. I had no idea what you're gonna wear, but I turned this light behind me to purple, and it happened to match your outfit.
Oh, yes. I decided to take this Eddie Couture out of the closet and just give a little rah-rah, give a little feather, a one feather tale of Miss Gertrude McFuzz, and give the kids a little shout. It is Monday night. We do record on Monday evenings for the
hmm
most part, and it
hmm
is also the Glam Awards
It
this
is.
evening in New
It
York City.
is.
An award that an award show that has given so much life to the New York City community. And
Always
I
a big
can
topic of convo.
all
Always a big topic of convo.
It's always a big top of convo and also something and also a big topic that I don't want to really discuss. I don't like these nights that everybody just gets so angry at each other for wanting to win this award. And I totally get it. It is something that, I wanted to in my career, and I got some awards from that. But I just hate that people get so angry about each other winning instead of uplifting one another. You know what I mean?
Well, absolutely. Well, I mean, I think I will say this. Since the glams started, it's gotten much bigger in the sense that, like, I remember even when I first started drag 15 years ago, it was really just about, like, kind of the Manhattan queens. And then they added the whole, finally, Brooklyn queens were like, hello, we're nightlife too. And,
Right.
like, while yes, that is true, it is like a very different, like, it takes sometimes an hour to get to Brooklyn from like where I live, you know? So it's like, yes, we're technically all in the same
Sometimes.
city, yeah, all the time. No, literally, I went this last weekend for the first time in months, and I was just like, wow, this is why I never go here. I love Brooklyn, but it's like a different city. It is fully
It is.
a different city. Like it
Different
takes
city, different vibe,
you live
different
in a different
drag.
state, and it takes you less time to get to my house than it takes for me, who lives in the same city as Brooklyn, to get to Brooklyn,
1000%. And
which is crazy.
that I know. That is 100% true. But we
And
wish
the
love
tea
and
is there
light.
is so much great drag in Brooklyn, and I don't know much of it because I sadly do not go out in Brooklyn because I don't have
It's
the time.
far. I might as well go to Dragon, Connecticut. That would be closer for me sometimes.
Sure. It is far. Well, and then also in defense of the Brooklyn Queensness, it's also because they keep shutting down the like I had to get off of the train like before I even got to where I was trying to go because they just decided it wasn't going to run on the weekend, which is when I would go see a show.
Damn. Well, shout out to my Brooklyn queens, kings, and everyone in betweens. Shout out to the New York City nightlife. We love you, the New York City nightlife.
We have, speaking of, we love you, the Nikki. Shout out
We
to our
love you, the
sister
Nikki.
in drag.
Oh, there is the Nikki. I see. She was hiding behind the microphone. Shout out to the
Woo!
Nikki. We love
Shout
you,
out to
the
the
Nikki.
Nikki. We love you, the
We
Nikki.
love you, the Nikki.
You can watch her right now on Canada's Slaycation, airing on
Mm,
Wow Presents Plus in the
we
US or
are
on
just tuned
Crave
in
in
to
Canada.
Crave. Canada's
Crave.
Drag Race,
Do you know who's in
Slaycation,
town who I'm
heated
gagged by?
rivalry.
Okay, and I'm gonna put this big spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. The winner of Canada's Drag Race is currently in New York. It's
And
Miss
going to the Glam
and
Awards.
going to the Glam Awards. And I was like, I told her, I was like, why don't you meet me after and we'll go see Jan? Oh,
Is
God.
she going to?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Oh,
we texted, so we'll see if in her queenly time she has time for little old New York gals such as ourselves
love Jan
as the
Goth.
current
So
reigning.
excited for her.
Jan Goth is crazy.
So excited for Jan Goth. Oh my
Wait, which is
God.
crazy. Wait, now I want that to be like a segment where like it's like you, but like in like her kind of like Van Gogh makeup, and then it's like her in like pretty pop princess makeup,
That'd be
and then like
fun.
you're both
I
Jan Goth,
Jan Goth. I would love for her to do her makeup on me. She is stamped. So good.
stamped, and like the all of her choices. Sorry, we're gonna keep going the spoiler because we're talking about it. Her choices
Oh girl,
in
it's been out for a
drag.
week and a half.
Yeah, I guess by the time this airs, it'll be 1 week. It just
One
aired
week.
this. It aired this Thursday, so yeah,
More than enough.
yeah, that's enough time. And we already told them last week to tune in. So, and I give a spoiler alert, so whatever. Um, her drag choices were just like just such amazing. Her gown for her coronation walk was beautiful. I,
Beautiful.
I'm gonna say this, like
Say it.
I love that they make them change for the lip sync because like who wants lip sync in a gown? Great, great. But then I hate that like then they win in like a little cat like a little poom poom cat suit. Like
Totally.
it's like everyone's in these gowns around them and the winner's like and I look like a
And the winner literally has like hair on their lips from lip gloss. It's like
yeah.
human hair. It's not as curly as it once was because they
No.
were sweating and whipping it around. Yeah.
I'm just like let these girls put their gowns back on. Like give them another 30
Give
minutes.
or like when they get announced, this is what we're gonna say. When they get announced, if they that they're going to be lip syncing for the crown, do all
Mhm.
the crownings then. Do all the crownings then
Right.
so that they can change for it, and then you cut back to them in the gowns getting it. Get us to the editing room, which
We
is
gotta
a
call Crave.
lovely segue into
Gotta call
this
Crave.
episode. If
Ooh.
you are tuning in to us this week, you would have known that I was just recently on the pit stop.
Looking fabulous, my sister in drag.
Thank you. I had so much fun filming with Bianca. We filmed like a month ago, and it was great. There are so many things that I want to say about this episode that did not make the cut of the edit at the pit stop. And to be honest with you, I'm just going to say this at the top. I think that it was probably for the best that some things got cut because I was on one and, you know, um, I'm really not going to say too much about it. I did say an ominous little tweet that I did delete because we were drunk at Ariba brunch. Shout out to Hanukkah Lewinsky and
Oh wait,
Chelsea
where's my
Piers.
hat? I literally I was almost wearing the hat, then I was like, I don't know if hat and glasses make sense, but I did win a hat at the brunch that I'm very
Jackie won merch.
I won a hat. Anyway, I'll find it at some point and take
The
a
hat
picture in
will
the
be
hat.
found.
I was very
But
excited to win the hat.
what I will say is that it's less to do with beef from Briar and more so why I do not think Mandy Mango should have been in the bottom.
Well, they definitely aired some of that because I definitely heard you on the pit stop talking about how she was really funny in the challenge, and you liked how she started with the slow, methodical churn and then into the crazy one. So I think we can
Yeah,
like let's get
we'll
into
put a
it.
pin in it. Or should we put a pin in it or should we just go? Um, I'm like, do we have anything else to say to anybody? Anything,
To
anyone? Or should we
anybody?
just to who's got the keys to the queendom.
The
That was
last
a
thing I
tongue
will say
twister.
about Canada's Drag Race is Ebony was incredible, also would have been equally deserving of the win. I think it's fun for the franchise to have a self-proclaimed villain win. That's fun. Like, and I will say this, though Van always stands her ground. She will, you know, make alliances and then betray them relatively quickly. She definitely isn't like mistress level of villainry in the sense that she didn't trick anyone to like give away their points or whatever like mistress did, which hey, that's a way to play the game too. I'm not saying I would say that mistress is definitely in my view a slightly more nefarious villain, if I can use that vocab word.
Ooh, you can use it. I don't think a lot of people will know what you mean, but
Mm, mm. So the van is just
come on, SAT.
strong-willed, strong-minded, and does not care if if you get mad at her for saying what she's going to say. So
And you know
good
what?
for her, and
Go the
congrats to
fuck off.
Van. Ebony, you were a lovely runner-up, and also shout out to Sammy Landry. Bitch, I want to go to Montreal and do a show with Sammy. She seems like so much fun. And I want to go to Vancouver and do a show with PM because they seem like so much fun. So I would gladly gig with any of these girls. They look like a great fucking time and they all have really great points of view in drag. And I love when the top four all has four distinct points of
So
view in drag.
different. So
It's makes it
different.
and I will say this. It definitely felt like um the way they did their like verse, it was to the exact same track. They had the exact same length of track, and it was the exact same track, and they could do kind of whatever they wanted. So some of them rapped, some of them sang, some of them did a mixture of both, but it was the exact same track. Um,
Ooh,
and then
interesting.
they got, I believe they got two backup dancers, and so it was like, I'm gonna show you like what my show would look like. You're starting with the same exact kind of like materials, which are two dancers in the same track, and then you can make it whatever you want, which is kind of cool.
That is really cool. It gives them a good, gives them some time to really
Hmm.
showcase their artistry,
Hmm.
and everybody's on the same playing field. So
Hmm.
I do really love that. I
As
think
opposed
Canada's
to
doing a great job out there. Shout out to you, Brooklyn, and to the Queens of Canada. Y'all are really bringing it, and congratulations. We've had a lot of good seasons of drag this year.
super inventive. And unlike our last episode, when me, Crystal, Gigi, and Jada all had to dance to the same sequence, one person who was originally going to be in the top four did not have to dance to that same sequence. Hmm,
Hmm.
that was
Hmm.
suspicious. That was
I
suspicious.
wonder why.
Roll back the
Hmm.
tapes. Roll back the tapes. Anyone watching who wants to watch rewatch season 12, notice that me, Crystal,
Hmm.
Gigi, and Jada all had to learn choreo and perform it, and one queen did not.
We could really go there right now.
I mean, to what end? Like, I guess is my question.
To what end?
I think it's
End of her
generally
career.
accepted by our cast and by the general public that they wanted this person to succeed, and for whatever reason decided to help her out. And may all of us one day receive such a blessing.
Such a blessing and a gift.
Such a blessing and a gift because, hey, like we said in the first episode, drag and drag race are subjective. It is not an objective sport. It is not like a who threw the javelin the furthest kind of sport, baby. There is so much
It is a
opinion that
jam
goes
sport.
into it. And it's not just the opinion of the judges, it's the opinion of the producers, and it's the opinion of the fans. All of that gets factored in. And who is the quote unquote best in drag is such an arbitrary thing that I don't know what they're looking for half the time.
No, no, no. If I ever go back, it's just going to be me, me, me. I'm doing whatever the fuck I want. I am not trying to please anybody but
Period.
my damn self.
Oh,
So, yeah,
I love it.
sister, I love it. I love it. I'm so happy you're back in New York. So happy that we're going to have some sister time in the winter,
Mm.
before we have sister time in the spring, summer, and fall.
Oh yeah, we got some stuff in the works for those who are
We
paying attention.
do. We
Some stuff in the
do.
works. Okay, let's go back to the beginning of the episode. So
Oh,
Didi
here we go.
Fuego is sent home. The girls seem sad. Shocker. This is a it's starting to become real, right? When the girls start going home. So
Somebody's really going home, aren't they?
someone's really
This
going
is
home.
real. RuPaul is really saying chasse away to somebody.
Yeah,
And yeah,
yeah.
very sad. Something that I do want to say from the pit stop is that I did feel bad that I said I did not know Dee Dee. I do not know her, which is a fact, but I did not want it to be as flippant about her
It
and
was
her
it was
time.
it felt very Mariah. I'm surprised they didn't even cut to Mariah. I loved it.
I thought it was cute too, but I did not want Dee Dee to feel any certain way. And
Hmm.
after I saw that, I texted Jackie swiftly and I said, I would love to give a little shout out to the queens that get eliminated
Yeah.
at the top or even at the bottom, because that's where they were, sadly. And I've been there, you've been there too, honey. But
Hmm.
Dee Dee, congratulations on your time on the show. You brought your own fuego to the competition. And I want to give her a shout out. You guys should all check out her Betsy Johnson collaboration
Oh yeah, those
that she
shoes look
has
so
with
cool.
her
I'm gonna pull them
shoes.
up and show them right now on the on our gram because they're just so cool. I want you to see them.
They
Here they
are
are.
amazing. I actually also saw a conversation with her and Lucky Stars from last season talking about what it was like being the first out. You all should go check that out because I,
This is her shoe. You can own this
yeah,
shoe.
it's absolutely amazing. It comes in two different
And it comes
colors,
in
I
a there's
believe,
like a
too.
gold one too. Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
yeah. Let me see if I can
I
picture the
want to
gold
buy
one.
one. I want to buy them. But she also had a conversation with Lucky Stars about what it's like to be the first eliminated queen, and um, just give both of them some love. It's definitely gorgeous. Look at that.
Look at that.
The gold one is puss.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, check out those two queens. Dee Dee, congratulations on making it to the race. That is definitely something to be proud of. And it's only the beginning, and can't wait to see what you continue to do with your career.
And as we were discussing, I hosted a viewing party on this past Friday in New York City, and like I said to you, and I said it to the crowd, it's like I always think it's a mistake when you send home the New York girl first, because then this entire city of millions of people doesn't have someone to root for, except for all of Florida.
Exactly, exactly. And as somebody from New Jersey, I feel like half my family's down there too anyway, so you know, I'm really leaning to Florida right now. Um, well, let's get into it. We still have all of our
RDR
Floridian girls
live.
doing RDR live.
This
I
is
don't
the third
know,
year.
a lot of
Third
people
year.
did not catch me being absolutely facetious on the pit stop when I did, I guess, somewhat earnestly deliver the line of, we all love RDR Live. Everybody's waiting for this challenge every year. Um, I'm not. I did not think that that would come across earnestly. I think that this is a very difficult challenge to give the girls a one take in something that is scripted and calls for improv. I think is extremely difficult to do, and I don't think it should be done this early on in the season. I think you got to grease the wheels of the girls a little bit more, give them some time to really get their footing in. This challenge this early seems rough, and in my humble opinion, it wasn't as bad as how I remembered it to be when I watched it for the pit stop, but watching it at the bar, I was like, yeah, there's still some things to be desired here. And I don't know if it's the girl's fault or if it's just a difficult challenge with difficult material. What do you think?
I have a question, which is it seemed like at least some of them were reading off of either cue cards or teleprompters, which is fine because that's what they do on the real
Definitely had
SNL.
teleprompters.
Okay, and that's what I thought, which then becomes almost like a different thing, right? Because you're not really acting, you're not really improving, you're just trying to remember to be funny while simultaneously reading, which in some queens' cases went better than expected,
Yeah.
and in other queens' cases did not. And then it's also like the amount of dialogue each queen has varies widely. So our
Yeah.
two bottom queens to jump to the end, Briar had a lot of dialogue she had to read, I'm assuming off a teleprompter, and especially in the weekend update segment, looked like she was reading. I'm sorry, I got very upset when I said that. Looked like she was reading. Um, versus Mandy, I think had only a couple lines, and then it was mostly physical comedy that she could kind of do as she chose to
Right.
do.
Which
So
again leads for a lot of subjectivity when it
totally
comes to the
subjective.
judging. And I mean, should we just get right into the challenge and what we thought about it? I
Yeah, the
think,
only
yeah,
other thing that happened was Athena arguing about whether or not to be the host, blah blah blah. I think what is the part she wanted? She wanted to be the mom character in the Weekend Update, which, in her defense, did end up being one of the top roles. It probably had
Definitely had the best material,
it
and
had the
it's something
funniest
that,
jokes. The jokes were the funniest.
yeah,
There were
and
just
it
so
could.
few jokes in some of the skits. I was like, is this?
Where are the jokes?
Yeah.
I genuinely, I so agree. I did not necessarily think that Athena's opening monologue had a lot. I even kind of am like, okay, what would I have done in that situation to have tried to make,
Hmm.
how are you going to make it funny? And there's really not,
Make me laugh.
there really wasn't that much material. I love that she wanted to do the mom, because I definitely think that it would have shown a sillier side of her. And I think so far she's been seen as quite serious. And also they're like, oh, you have to be the host. You are the host, blah, 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 blah. Like, you host everywhere. And I totally get her wanting to not do that. But
Hmm.
I do think that she did a pretty good job with what she was given. And that was the second challenge, or that was the second part. The first part was the churn, right?
Well, so first they had her do the opening mon. Oh no, yeah, right. First, I guess it was the cold open. You're right.
So the cold open, who did we have? We had
We had Discord
Discord, Mia,
and Mia being the announcers. Discord unrecognizable,
Nizable.
not in spooky drag. I was like, "Who's this queen?" Oh, it's Discord. But when she's not doing her punk rock,
Yeah.
like I was like, "Oh,
It's a different vibe.
it's a very different vibe." I thought here's the thing. I just don't see a world in which Mandy was significantly worse than Darlene, who was in the top. Like, I thought they both did what was required of the sketch, which was that Darlene comes in hot and ready, and Mandy has to rise to that occasion. I mean, the critiques made no sense on this, which is that Mandy should have stayed being boring and Amish.
And
Literally,
since
that's the so the critique is always you stayed in that one thing and you didn't give us more. Like,
since when are tits not funny to those judges? Since when? If Jimbo is up there in colonial garb giving Titty McGee shows on the butter churn, sweetie, she would have won the goddamn competition. She would have won the week. And for Yara Sophia to win a talent show with Jiggle Them Titties, for Jimbo to give all of her titties and always have that go over well, Mandy Mango, to me, as a colonial woman showing off her ninnies, that was the funniest shit I saw all episode. No
especially
shade.
because I think she did create that colonial woman at first, and I was like, oh, she's this colonial character, and then for it to like lift and change to meet the level of Darlene, I thought was great. It was literally the
Yeah.
loudest laughter I heard in the bar. Were you at a viewing party?
Yep.
It was the
Yes,
loudest
I
laughter I
was.
heard for the
Everyone was
entire
shocked.
RDR live. The loudest laughter. And it can't just be the editing because she didn't make all of those choices. Those choices all happened. Like she did all
Yeah.
those things. So
And
I'm just very confused. The only
people
thing I can say is
people
this.
have won for doing the exact same thing.
Exactly. But the only thing I can say is this. I do think of the girls in the competition, Mandy's quote unquote level of drag wasn't as polished as some of the other girls. I mean, I've seen many girls, our season, myself included, had many girls who weren't up to the polish of other girls who ended up making it really far because the show
Totally.
allowed them the chance to like I wish they would have just been
Bro.
like Mandy, like you are funny, but you're not in the top because your makeup on the runway isn't what we want or whatever it is, or this outfit isn't
Yeah.
like I wish they would have given her that chance like they did with Heidi on our
Yeah.
season so that Heidi could get better by the end. I mean, Heidi grew in makeup just on the few weeks that we were filming incredibly. It was amazing to
Absolutely.
see. And then since the show is like, baby, she's mugged, you
Oh, she
know?
is so fucking painted. I just find it to be discouraging to a contestant who goes on there looking to give the judges what they want. I thought that she did two things in that challenge that really stuck out to me from other improv numbers that they've done on the show. Asia O'Hara with that one face where she just was like, won the challenge. What Mandy was doing that in the beginning, just that static arm movement with the face just still and then building into something so
Yeah, it was
funny
funny.
like that. It was hilarious. So I'm just disappointed that she was not given
Her
to
flowers.
me a fair critique. Definitely one of the funniest things of the night. And Mandy, you did not deserve that to happen to you, Queen.
I'm
They
with you.
also put that runway of hers in the super trailer.
Right.
On. I don't know.
Yeah, it's suspicious. I don't know how much anyone who I do think that for better or worse that the team who makes one of our favorite shows, RuPaul's Drag Race, kind of exists in their own bubble, and I don't think they listen to all this noise because a lot of it is BS. I mean, a lot of the noise about the show is nonsense, absolutely. But I have seen on Twitter just people up in arms over this. Or X, whatever
People,
the heck it's called, who cares?
yeah, and let's say this. Obviously, we love this show. We're talking about it
Yeah.
enough to we're taking time out of our week to talk about something that we love. And the only reason why I think especially to me, the opinions of the queens are important is because of how much we love this craft, we love this show, and we want to see the best drag competition that we could possibly see. All of these
Hmm.
challenges are things that do not happen in the real world. We're not doing RDR live at the bar, but we are trying to make these queens seem as good and as funny as they possibly can. And I think to try to diminish something that is going to give somebody an opportunity to grow and to not congratulate them on the good work that they were doing, I think is just a disservice to the queen and the show. The show is an Emmy award winning show that I
Yeah.
know will always like this isn't to me, it's not an American Idol, um it's not an American Idol, it's not a
It's
top
not America's
model.
Got Talent. It's not top
This
model.
is a
Yeah.
show that will continue to grow with this art form and
Mm.
only can grow as much as what this show kind of pushes in a way because this is now the biggest spotlight of what our artistry is. So maybe let's be giving those girls the best opportunity that they can to grow and to just shine. Mandy could have easily been in the top this week. Easily could have been in the top. No shade. No shade. If you added a laugh track underneath that girl, honey,
And I was at the bar, and people were laughing.
people were laughing.
She got the most laughs, and I think that's all we can say is that it was a miss on the judges' parts. And I don't know what edit they saw of the thing because, like, obviously they tighten up the edit that we see, so we see the tightest version of everything. But I mean, from what I remember, everything that we saw live on the runway looked pretty close to what it ended up being when we got home.
Yeah.
Like
I don't
both our
to me,
commercials, our Gaze Anatomy, like all those looked pretty close to what it ended up being.
I don't know how we can go from just thinking tits are so funny to a colonial woman.
Should stay colonial. No. And F the colonizers. Period.
Overall, I thought that this group was probably one of the best ones. I did think Discord got a little lost. I thought Mia did a good job. I thought Darlene did awesome. It was a pretty
Yeah.
good group.
Then we go
Moving,
into the actual hosting segment, right? So that's the cold open. And then we go
yeah,
into the fake credits and then Athena hosting, which fine. Like it's definitely a bit on SNL when like someone comes to interrupt the host doing their monologue, but usually it's just so much funnier. And this time the dialogue wasn't funny, and the choices that both of them like to me it had to like really reach some level of chaos and madness for this to be worth it. Like it needed to end with like like when Bowen and Ariana made out. Like it needed to end somewhere like to that level of degree
yeah.
of like let's see what can actually happen
Let's
with
go
these two
crazy.
characters versus like I'm gonna do my like namaste chant and then
My
Briar just kind
therapist
of
says to leave you
crumbles.
at home, girl.
Right. And that's
Like,
most of that's the writing, but then I do think Briar could have done more, especially when her death. Like there are so many millions of ways to do a ridiculous death on stage. And that to me wasn't the funniest one. Um,
no, she definitely got eaten up a little bit by Athena in that, and then and let's say this, moving on from Briar and Athena to just Athena's little thing in the chair afterwards, I
oh yeah,
thought
the
that
Master
was
Queef
really
Theater.
funny. Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought that was great. I was like, okay, because I was a little worried about that scene. Athena, she did better than Briar, but it wasn't like the best thing I've ever seen. But then the Master Queef Theater I thought was very funny, and I thought that she did a really good job with that.
that scene though after was just pretty silly. Like it's really tough too because I don't know if any of these queens have like references to film noir. That like that kind of mid-Atlantic talking of like, well, then I came into his office and that's when I saw, that kind of like very
You
clipped.
better drop in, bitch. Okay, you better drop into that accent right now.
But that's what it is. It's like this literal like parody of 1940s, 1950s film noir that I
Yeah,
guarantee you none of these girls have seen. And it's such a specific cultural reference that Rue loves. But like I don't know how you can like pick that up. So then they kind of were giving us kind of soap opera, kind of with like the slapstick and the slapping of it all. And then
yeah.
I was confused and I was like, is that the lipstick that was on top of Jane's head last week?
I
And then
know
they
that
found
was
another
odd.
one. Like I was just so confused by that sketch. Um, and this is probably other than, and it's tough because I guess yeah, for some reason Vita just really felt like she was reading a piece of paper and not giving me. She kept saying, "Oh, my voice was too deep," and I was like, "I don't know if it was too deep. It was just too boring." You can make a deep voice really funny. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
could be like,
there was
"Hey,
just
little girl, you want
nuances
to come in?" And
with.
you can do like all these kind of funny things. You can go Beetlejuice with it. You can be like, you can go into like, The Godfather. Hey, you could do so many
Yeah,
choices with voices that it wasn't. It was deep. It's that it was boring.
sadly, yeah. That
Like,
I thought that scene had probably the most potential. I thought Nini did an amazing job of setting it up, being like, "Oh, Mr. Blah blah blah,"
yeah.
and then Kenya is so charismatic. I could literally watch her do anything. I'm obsessed with that they put the earrings on the outside of the lipstick. Thought that was great.
And the
I
scene, the scene, I think would have worked a lot better if both Vita and Nini were kind of in that film noir, so that Kenya can kind of bust through as like a completely not film noir character to be like,
Yeah,
well, what
right.
are you trying to do with my like a completely like out of it? But because it wasn't kind of like all the way locked in with the two of them, when Kenya comes in, it just turns into like it felt more like a like Jerry Springer than anything else.
Right, right. And then like she's a rag doll suddenly, and then she's like being thrown to the back. I'm like,
Which that was
yeah,
that was the biggest laugh at my viewing party for that scene was when it cuts and cuts back and she's a ragdoll that's getting thrown around. That was definitely the biggest
yeah.
laugh that
Like
we
let's
had.
take it there. Let's keep
Yeah,
taking it there?
yeah.
Yeah, I do think that Vita sadly did deserve this bottom placement. She just was not up to the girls in her scene with an equally big part and something that I thought that she could have pushed a little bit.
And again, it's one of those things where I wish they don't really let us in to see any of the filming of this because if
Oh, at
because I
all.
like this so this for us was Gays Anatomy kind of. We did the improv challenge as well, but this was Gays Anatomy when we actually filmed it and then they showed it to us on the runway and blah blah blah. And but they showed us filming Gays Anatomy and they showed us when like we were going up on lines, they showed
Well,
us all that kind of stuff.
I'm sure they'll get like a fucking acting scene. Like they didn't really give us that many things with what's it called? With Fruity Patootie. Oh, mine was Fruity Patooties. That
Hmm.
was so hard. We
Yeah.
weren't given a script. We didn't have anything.
Yeah,
And
they
we
gave you
just
the
had to go
outline
in
of
there
this
and do it
plot. Yeah.
one damn time. That
Yeah.
was fucking difficult. Oh my God. These girls at least had a script.
And
And they I
it
know
definitely
they
seems
have
like cue cards. It had or like or
they
teleprompter. It had
definitely
to
have
be.
a teleprompter. When we did what's it called? When I did the All Stars, when we did All Stars, the
But again, I'll say this about being on a teleprompter. Teleprompter reading is one skill. Teleprompter reading while acting is very difficult. Like it is like there's a reason why
but
I mean,
These
it's
girls
hard.
were also given the lines and stuff. Like they had time to learn them
Yeah.
too, you know? So
T.
I don't give them all a pass on that. They have the teleprompter, but then that's just for a crutch. You should remember and learn your
I
lines.
mean, so as someone who's been on a soap opera, they if you're a big enough name, they'll give you a teleprompter. But for me, they did not. They were just like, you
Learn
have to
your
know all
lines.
these lines, and
Sure.
it's one take, unless you really F it up. But they really don't want you to mess it up. They're like, just keep going. Like we don't have the time.
They got 5 episodes a week, girl. They got to churn them out.
60 pages a day they film on Days of Our Lives.
That
60
is
pages.
so fucking crazy.
Yeah, one take. And if you go back and watch my last episode that I was on, they gave me paragraphs. They were like,
My
"Oh, Jackie, you think you can learn lines? Well,
and my sister ate them all up, let's say that. If you haven't seen Jackie, star of stage and screen, you're only getting half the story.
you can tune in on Peacock, baby.
Okay?
We're on
Um,
every streamer. That's the goal."
let's cross them all. Next up we have musical guest RuPaul. Again, I don't know how this was missed, but I was definitely being facetious when I said she was singing, girl. People really thought that I was being serious. And mama, I love Miss RuPaul. Obviously, this is one of my favorite RuPaul songs. Who got the keys to the queendom? What? Love this damn song. She's not singing live, honey. She is just bebopping, boop, 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 boop. The editing of this segment drove me up a wall. I was like, what is this? Season one, lights
Filter.
flashing everywhere kind of editing going on. I said, girl, get those boys from out of the instruments and have them lift up this doll. Give us something, honey.
You wanted the
Uh,
Mariah Carey. You wanted the Mariah Carey.
yes!
Yeah.
I want RuPaul coming in being held up on a throne. I need stunts for this woman. If she's just gonna stand there and look beautiful like she does, let's not deny, my God, she looks amazing. I want her to enter a Mariah era where she is just being surrounded by these men. She is up doing something. She should have even made a fun little Ashley Simpson joke or something in there because that would have been hilarious. Like, let's give some
Yeah.
stunts in here. But love the
I,
song,
I mean,
love the
yeah,
look.
I like the song. I personally like that she was just standing behind a microphone, so it's like to limit the amount that she could move. Because when there's no microphone and she's like standing with the four dancers, and you're like, well, now this is
That's
suspicious.
that's T. I used to play ball like a girl. Now
Wow.
stage friends across the world. All right. Next
Then
up
we get to weekend update
is the weekend update with Briar, with Jane Zounce, and with
and
Sierra Mist.
Sierra Miss. We've the lips were really starting to get to me on this segment for Sierra, and I realized it's because they look like two very saggy breasts under her lips.
Yeah.
And it was exaggerated even more in the prosthetic that she had made for herself for the runway, when it was like at that point then it became like looked like two like testicles hanging off of her lips.
Yeah.
Um, and this was the specific look and challenge, especially knowing they had the runways the next day. Like she didn't have to do this makeup for anything else to like just give us not that lip. Like if Discord can do it, you can too, mama.
Maybe we'll see it. Here's the thing I like, again, I've said this
Love
before,
Sierra
I'll say it
Mist.
again. I
I
love
just want to see
her.
it one time without the lower.
Yeah.
I want it just one time.
I love her
Just
point
one
of
time.
view, and I love that she loves to do it campy and big. That is so freaking cool. But again, I think it's just going to be one of those things where when Crystal got told by Michelle to like soften her makeup and to just like do finesse, finesse it a little bit more. I mean, even Crystal found a way to do her big lip in a
Yeah.
way that was a little more appeasing to the eye.
It's
And
just it's just that it goes kind of like this. Like I like the exaggerated top, but the bottom, I just don't know why it splits in the middle.
I don't know.
I
Maybe
don't
she
know.
cut her lip open on the
Sierra,
Sierra
if you're
Mist
listening to the pod, we
can.
love you. Explain to us the logic of the lower lip. I love the eye.
Love. That's the thing. Very talented makeup artist.
Really
Very
could you do it?
talented.
I don't understand the because lips feel like here, like in the middle. Anyway,
She's just daring to be different. And you
she
know
has
what?
the job and the challenge of being the straight man to Jane Dont's really fun mom. And they do that really well. The repartee between the two of them is really great.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it's so smart. The lines for her for Jane are done really well, and Briar is kind of left in the corner.
She stumbled on her words at one point, and I said, well, this bitch needs to go home like Kasha Davis did for saying, welcome you. Um, People have gone home for less. And yeah,
And she almost did.
she almost did. She didn't know the words. She probably should have. But you know what? That's okay. We're gonna get there. Yeah, this one, Jane definitely had the best material. Thought she definitely rose to the occasion. I do think that she could have punched it even a little bit more. Not gonna lie. But did she do a bad job? Absolutely not. I thought that she was killer.
Yeah.
Wearing Briar's sweater, I think, in the challenge as well.
Oh, fine. Well, the jokes definitely landed. The look was great. All three of them looked great. Yeah, my thing with Sierra's lips is just my question to her, like if there's more to it, then I don't know. But yeah, and it was definitely that part of the sketch was great. The news bits ahead of it, there's like a way to deliver those that like the greats of Weekend Update were amazing at. Like Tina Fey is always the person I think of when I think of Weekend Update. I mean, I know there's been many hosts, but she
Yeah,
was able to deliver the news in just such a like
dry.
dry, knowing way. You
Yeah,
know,
punchy.
punchy, you know.
She knew where
I
to hit
think
it.
mm-hmm.
Oh, don't you just
So
love when someone knows where to fucking hit it?
I sure do. Okay, then we have which the problem with this is that it feels so different in terms of sketch and that it really feels like a whole other thing. But then we have the young Michelle sitcom, I guess, for lack of a
And
better
before
word.
we get there, for
Oh,
me, the winner of this week's challenge was
uh-huh.
Michelle Visage with that towel after her tap solo.
Oh,
The
giving you like
way
Lauren
that
Bacall,
she
like
bodied. She said, I have a towel and a moving camera, and I am going to sell it. And she did. I was captivated by this woman.
that was
Michelle
great.
Visage, to me, MVP of last week's episode, MVP of this week's episode. Michelle is competing against these women and showing them how it's done. I was gobsmacked. She was so captivating and just was like, oh, I don't know, breath of fresh air.
I will say this, Michelle's been working, and you can tell like
Michelle is working.
she is star of stage and screen and scripted these days. I mean, mostly
I want
working in the UK, but that's a great place to work. Good
It
for
sure the
her.
fuck is. I want everything for her. I want everything
I
for
want
her.
her to. I will say this, Miss for me was I love that she had the intro. I wish that whatever she wore, then Mikey would have been wearing like the young version of,
Yeah.
or something like that. Like I wish that like then Mikey was in like that same color sequin, but like in like a slutty '80s outfit.
Girl, they gave Mikey my leftovers from the Madonna Rusical. All right, let's say
Sure.
that. I'm not even lying. Or it would have been funny if Michelle made a cameo in it. I thought that
Right.
would have been funny too at the very end, like just something. This challenge, these girls did a good job. I definitely think Juicy surprised us with how well she did. Again, I think that she could have punched it more.
Well, what's crazy, and like Rue was like, I love what you did. And it's like, yes, because Juicy literally was Counselor Mrs. Cummings from the Brady Bunch movie. Like
Yes,
she was RuPaul in the Brady Bunch
in
movie
that power suit
down.
and that fucking wig.
That wig, I was like,
Absolutely.
that was Rue. Those were exactly the same choices Rue made in those scenes with Jan. I was like, that is Mrs. Cummings.
1000%. Um, and I thought that this was definitely one of the more successful ones. I thought Mikey did a great job. I actually would have thought it would have been funny for Mikey to have been Juicy's part. I don't know why. I think that she really, because I think that out of all of the material, I think that Jane's and Juicy's were the best like material. And I love that Juicy like did go for it to her ability, which she was doubting. But I think that like that was a real like star role. Like I think if she was
Yeah.
just had a little bit more of that wink to it and just a little bit more zhuzh, I think it could have been an easy win for her. I don't deny the win, especially with the runway.
Oh,
But I do think that it could have been, I just thought that it could have been punched a little bit more. It's a hard
well,
challenge and it's a hard thing to do. So
yeah. I
props to
mean,
her.
the uh the one thing that I say was a little unclear in the writing, I wasn't sure if it was either in the writing or if it was in their choices, was the bit of the sketch that Michelle isn't quite fully the Michelle Visage we know, and through meeting this boss, learns all of the things that make her Michelle Visage today. Because if that was the case, you know what I mean? Like she kind of, you know what I mean? Like it was a little unclear to me, like what was the kind of like give and take of those two characters? Was it that this Juicy's
Sure.
character was like her first RuPaul figure, and after she
Right.
met this person, she went to find the real RuPaul, and then they became best friends, and that led to what we see today? Or
Was
was
this
it that
RuPaul's version of
like the
she
origin
already done
story?
had hers is?
Right. Like what was the like and it wasn't clear to me based on either the script nor their acting didn't clarify it either. The one because like in the rehearsal when you see Mikey tell her like, yeah, you have to say that this is the blah 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 of the world, like as RuPaul, and then she does it in the challenge, she doesn't really do it like that. It still works, but then it doesn't really get to that being the end goal of this skit to tell that
Right.
Michelle Visage origin story. Um,
Right.
so it was a miss for me on that level, but they both looked great, and
Looked
Juicy
so
really
good.
was serving young Ru.
I mean, yeah, they both looked incredible and did a good job. Like we said last week, and I'm gonna say it again. This shit is hard. And if any of the girls are listening, please know we are just critiquing on where we've been as well and what we're seeing. You are in an impossible situation, and we are talking about shit that you did months ago.
Months ago under
And shout out to
crazy
you
circumstances.
under
Crazy
crazy
circumstances.
circumstances. So shout out to you and all the hard work that you've put into this and making the show as entertaining as it possibly can be. Um,
Hmm.
and I was entertained by this last sketch as well. I was. I'm
Yes.
obsessed with Mikey and the Snatchback. That's a great name for a band, by the way. Mikey and the Snatchback,
I
because
mean, she looks amazing.
she is giving Snatchback. That's her natural hair, and then she's
Hmm.
putting a wig on top of it. It's giving like Mirage full fallback, and I love that. Love it. Yeah, Mikey is so painted. God, I love her.
Beautiful.
Love Miss Meeks.
Then we get to our runway, which is animal attraction. Um,
Yes.
okay, so let's go down the list. Who's up first? Do you have it pulled up?
First up is Discord Adams giving, let me
Oh, the
see, I
white
think it's White
alligator
Alligator. Yes,
hmm
she is giving Himalaya Birkin.
with the
I
human
thought,
face on the Birkin.
yeah, the human face on the Birkin was cool. I thought that the dinosaur shoulder or like the skeleton of the alligator was cool. Thought the makeup was fun. I thought the hair was giving Lady Gaga. Um, again, not my like favorite. I don't know. I just like have a different opinion of what.
It's also, I guess I'm unclear. Like, is she the alligator or is she both wearing the alligator and the human? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a little unclear what she is. But
Like, I like the idea, but I just I'm waiting to I was so gagged by her entrance look and I've yet to see
mm,
anything that I think is on that same level. Even the black number that she made in the first challenge, I was like this is good, but I'm just like something's missing for me. She's
mm.
talented though. All right, next up is Mia Starr as the pink poodle. I loved everything from here up. I loved the wig. I thought the wig was really cool.
Wig is beautiful.
I'm really also starting to really love Mia Starr. I get who
Hmm.
she is now a little bit more, just even with the banter in the workroom with the girls. I really like her. I just thought that this outfit didn't give
It's not giving Runway.
It just wasn't giving Runway. Yeah, I do not I'm not a big fan of pleasers on the runway if they're not going to be decked out in something. I thought that she could have added all that pink little hair onto the boots and just taken it there to the next level.
It
It was
needed
not my
one more element.
Yeah, yeah, but I like Mia. I'm rooting for her. And
I hope she teaches
yeah,
me to dance one
she
day.
has a great mug. Tell you that much. She is also a queen who highlights to filth like I do, and so I want to shout out to my highlighted sister, Mia Starr.
Next up, we have Mandy Mango, who I think looks great. I think the biggest flaw with this outfit, I just didn't like that the hooves didn't connect to the bodysuit. I wanted that to be like a little bit more like, like this is me, and then I'm wearing this green skirt kind of a moment. Um,
Yeah, even if the fabric kind of covered the hooves,
yeah.
I thought that would have been fine. It's also like the bodysuit and the neck, it's just again, what we're saying about Mandy is not any different than I think what other people are saying, unfortunately, which is just there's room for her to grow. She's a baby queen, and she did the best with what she could do at that time. She's a nurse. She's working hard,
Hello,
and
nurse.
it's just the little details that will grow with time. And I think she knows that. I
And
think
I
she
wish he'd
sees
gotten
that.
that critique and then was given the chance to like do that in the show.
Yeah, somebody could have lent her a necklace or something.
Yeah, something.
So
Needed one
shout
more
out.
thing.
Yeah, just needed a little something, needed a little editing. Um,
But yeah, then we have
Overall,
Darlene, the cow.
Darlene
Um,
Mitchell, it was giving brown cow stunning. I liked it. I thought it was cool. I kind of like the lacy detailing around the bust. I thought was cute. Loved the ears, loved the tits. I kind of like the black cape, and the hat. I thought it was cool. I actually love that she didn't wear a heel. Whatever. She's a
well, the
fucking
only thing
cow.
is the heel would have just made the front of the foot smaller to kind of look more like a hoof. So that's I think the only thing with the heel is that because it, as opposed to this, right, that's a lot more surface area. This
Yeah.
will look more like a hoof.
She could
So
have walked out on her damn tiptoes,
you know what
girl.
I'm saying? Like that I think would have looked more like a hoof, I think.
Yeah,
Or if she'd built one of those, those like Lady Gaga heels that have like no actual heel on them, where you're
exactly.
just on your tippy toe. Yeah, I think that would have just looked more like a hoof. But
Agreed. Agreed.
it's not that I think you have to wear heels on the runway. It's that cows don't have feet; they have hooves. So that's
And
kind of
I've
the only
always
thing.
said that.
And I've always Mama, Gay's Anatomy, and I know the anatomy of cows.
Okay.
Okay, then we have, is it Athena next?
Athena Dion is the white barn owl.
Biggest cheers from
Loved
the crowd.
this.
Biggest
Yeah,
cheers at
this was
first
awesome.
bar, lounge, and casino and grill where I host RuPaul's Drag Race. That got the biggest. I got the biggest cheers that people loved when it came out. People loved when she did the face reveal. Like
Yeah,
it makes me so
this,
sad that I never did a face reveal. I was like, oh God, face reveals are so fun because it's like
yeah, especially
you
when
want
you
to like
have
look.
something that cunty underneath.
Wow.
Girl, that was sickening. The face kini was everything. That eye underneath it was nasty. Just great job all around with adorning
Beautiful drag.
everything with the white and the gold. It all
Regal.
worked together. Again, that is a queen who just, I think, knows how she looks and what to put on and take off to make her look as good as possible. Kind of in the same way that I was saying about Dita Von Teese star last week. I was like, she just knows what to fucking wear and what's too much and what's not. And this girl ate this fucking runway. Definitely one of the best of the week for sure.
Next up we had Briar Blush as the White Swan. Yeah.
As the white, as just a swan. Yes, is what it says on the thing. Um,
But then I think
I
she said in her thing, she says, people think I'm the black swan, but today I'm the white swan. But you can see that I still have a black, because she had like the black mask. So I think she was trying to be like the black swan on the inside, but she was the white swan. Bjork did it best.
Bjork did it best. I'm like, what's the actress from the movie?
Oh, Natalie Portman.
Like Natalie Portman ate her up in this challenge. No, I here's the thing. She should have been a fucking ostrich. Look at all those ostrich feathers that are on her goddamn cape. I like this in the sense that you can tell that she spent a lot of money on it. It does look nice. I think that the actual bodice and the train are nice. I do not care for the black stockings. I do not care for the black lace-up boot. I do not care for the black face situation she's got going on.
You
I
do
do
not
not
like green eggs
care.
and ham.
I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like those details, but the outfit itself was cute.
I'm confused though. It also looked like she could have moved in it, so I was confused why she took it all off at the lip sync.
Sweetie.
They put in bold, big, bold letters on this, and I'm going to keep saying it because I know they didn't take it off. They say all of your runway outfits you must be able to lip sync in.
Yeah.
Or,
And
like you said, or
also,
figure out the way to wear something underneath that's cute. You know what I mean? Like there is a way to do this where you're not just in a nude bra.
that's a big corset. I know she had a little scoochie she could have hid underneath there. I know she had one in her thing.
And,
And
and and
even
here,
then,
listen
even
up,
then,
girls. If you are going on America's Drag Race, hosted by America Ferrera, you better bring yourself a little Scoochie dress to hide under your gowns.
a little scoochie, okay? If she came out here and had like a white sequin dress that was just underneath it and she revealed to that and then put the little sleeves up, oh mama, we would have been having a whole different conversation. But we got
Nude
black
bra
Spanx, tan bra, shouldn't be
shouldn't
allowed
be
in the
allowed in the
barn.
church.
Shouldn't be allowed in the barn. All right. Yeah, this is a miss for me. But again, it's hard to like even like knock it because there was so much money that went into this. So congrats for you, girl, for getting all those plumes of ostrich. Um, cool.
Vita Zebra, I think, is next, and that was very successful.
Amazing.
Um,
Loved it so much.
Julie Taymor was going to be sending a cease and desist.
Down. The Lion King is going to have it out. The Lion King, which sits right below the Paramount building, is going to send a letter
That
upstairs.
is
They're going to send
tea.
a white barn owl to actually have a conversation and deliver a cease and desist.
Memos from the Minskoff.
Memos from the Crystal Kungminskoff is
Oh,
just,
very that.
is
Very that.
just.
I met her at the Minskoff
You
for the
did, didn't you go to the anniversary?
yeah, I went to the anniversary of Lion King and I was sitting like right by her and her kids and she's beautiful.
I
Shout out to
her
Crystal Kung Minkoff if you're
her
listening.
husband's book should be from the Minskoff to the Minkoff.
Wow.
I didn't realize how close their
Their names
names
are.
were.
Okay,
Um,
then we have who's next? Who's next? We got Nene.
Nene Coco.
Wow.
I am falling in love with this girl, and
Wow.
which nobody can deny. I loved everything about this. I gasped when I saw this during the pit stop. I gasped when I saw it again at the bar. This girl is everything to me. I stan her. She is my
Protect her
front
at all
runner.
costs.
Protect this smart engineer queen at all costs. I want the world for her, and I'm a big fan of you, Nini Coco. Shout out to you, Nini Coco.
Yeah, shout out to Nene Coco. And I think the world loves her too. Um
Yeah, I think they do, and I mean, how could you not? She's eating it the fuck up,
and like we talked earlier, she held her own in the challenge. I thought she was,
right?
she was great. And so
For
and
someone
so
who didn't have a voice last week, she sure said a lot this week,
sure. Yeah, this was great.
and she
It's
made it.
and she made it, which is
And she
crazy.
made it.
Yeah.
Love
Um
you, Nini.
then we have Kenya as the pimp tiger, yeah?
Yes, Kenya as the pimp tiger giving some form of Puss in Boots. The only thing that I will again say is I am not a fan of a pleaser on the runway. I can't tell if these are adorned with sequin or if they are just so like shiny vinyl.
Yeah. It's
But
tough because
also,
a lot of girls don't have access to anything in their size but pleasers. So that's the only thing I will say.
and exactly, and again, I will say if anyone's going to wear a pleaser on the runway, it's Kenya Pleaser. And so I'm
Sure.
okay with that. I'm okay with her trying to get that brand deal. I'm
Baby, get it.
okay with her giving us a little bit of who she is, what her namesake is, and not being afraid to show that. But even so, she had enough in the rest of the outfit that I thought made her look good enough that I wasn't so turned off by the pleasers. She had that black that she tied in that was good.
Yeah.
Like this is a little more forgiving.
Yeah.
I
Then
wish
we
that headband in
have
the back was not white. Then
then we
we
have
have
Sierra Mist. I was confused
who
by
is a
this look,
chameleon.
but I was confused. The prosthetic did not change the shape of her face enough. It just looked like makeup. Like
I thought
I
that
could tell there
is
was like a
there
lip thing. There was a 3D
is
lip.
is there it just looks like a headpiece to me. That's the
No, no, no.
thing. I
She's wearing a full in the workroom. You see her put it on. It's a full rubber prosthetic face thing that she blended into her face, and yeah, you can't tell. That's things you can't tell on the runway. But she's wearing a full prosthetic
I'm
mask.
looking deeply at my iPad right now.
Yeah, I don't think you can tell.
It looks like a face mask. It just looks like something she could plop on. And girl, that is no shade to you and your artistry. Again, think she's really fun and I think that she's cool to have these crazy ideas and really go for it. I just didn't think that it was as well executed as the idea in her head was.
Yeah, but definitely not one of the worst this week,
Oh, at
and
all.
I'm really
Eh,
excited to see more of what she does. The only thing I'll say is that if you're a prosthetics artist and you can actually change your face into an animal, I would have loved if she would have like done more. You
giving
can really
us Nina
transform your
Bonita Brown peach.
yeah, give us something like really transform the face. So in that way, I was a little sad we didn't see that, but maybe we'll see that from her in the future. Because
We
when they
will.
showed her reel of stuff she's done, she can do stuff.
Literally. And I'm like, Mama, where is that? Um,
Then again,
okay.
also, the only other thing I will say in her defense is she may be wary of doing what she normally does with prosthetic makeup because
Because of
normally
time.
prosthetic makeup takes 4 to 5 to 6 hours. Like,
Yeah.
not the hour and a half plus trauma dumping in the mirror time they give us
Yeah.
on RuPaul's Drag Race.
So, Sierra, tell us what this chameleon means to you.
Tell us the
Oh,
tea.
what I
Tell
just
us the
said.
tea. Would you have done something different if you had more time? That's a question. That's, I guess, the real question
I
is
guess
would she have
so.
done more if she'd had more time?
Yeah. And again, loved it. Look wise, there was a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Um, Speaking of a lot going on, we have next up is Jane Zounce as a macaw. And I thought that this was styled really beautifully. I don't know if it's giving macaw, but it is a beautiful gown.
It's giving beautiful gowns.
Beautiful gowns. Beautiful, beautiful gowns. I love the hair. I love the headpiece. She looks beautiful. I don't necessarily love the random plumes of tree that we got going on the skirt, but you know, you can't deny that this is a pretty dress.
It is a pretty dress. I wonder, as we get to our winner, um, if this was what set Juicy over was just that her outfit was just so incredible and was
Yeah,
clearly an animal, as opposed to
yeah.
Jane's, which looked like a beautiful animal-inspired gown.
And speaking of somebody who I think we might have gotten knocked out of the top, unfortunately, because of their outfit, and I hate to say this, but Mikey Meeks,
Mm.
with this like cheetah situation. I loved the hair and I loved the idea of like the cowboy hat, but just there wasn't like any finishing on the like bra. Like I thought if she had outlined that in black, it could have been nice. I didn't necessarily love the chaps. I just don't think it necessarily did anything for her. And it wasn't one of my favorite looks that I've seen Miss Meeks in. She looks beautiful. That makeup was nasty. That hair was so fucking laid. But I thought that maybe if her runway pushed it a little bit more, she could have edged out um, Darlene or even Jane to have been in the top.
Period. And then we get to girl, she looks amazing. Juicy is next, right? Yeah, that's pretty. It's pretty
Last but not
incredible.
least,
And this is Rocha again,
Eat and
and
Tikok
they cook and make beautiful
and Mick Pangolin.
meat pangolin.
I love that man. This was amazing. This was incredible. Probably
Hmm.
my second favorite runway of the night, second or third. Um, yeah, the Dion's are bringing it to the runway, I'm thinking. It's just they're good at that. They are very polished. They look good.
And when she was
Um,
talking about the pangolin on the runway, I was
I
like,
was
"Oh
so
my
cute.
God,
I was like, juicy,
I want her and
sweetie
Nene to start
pie.
dating or something, just
You want her and who?
Nene to start dating. They're just so smart and cute.
I
Who
know.
should who are we shipping? We'll just start shipping them all.
Do you think those two twinks want to date each other?
I don't
I
know.
don't
I would
know.
watch.
Yeah, they're both fabulous. They are
They're
both
so cute.
fabulous. They are so
I just love their
cute. They're adorable. I
drag.
just want to. They're so sweet.
Mm.
They're so sweet. Well,
We get to the bottom two. It is Briar and Mandy Mango. We've said so
after we
much.
hear that Juicy Love Dion didn't win
Yeah, Juicy.
for the
Yes.
pangolins.
Let's give her flowers. Her runway was definitely her and Nini were my top two runway, and I do think considering the way the challenge was judged, that her and Jane were the top two in the challenge. So since she did well in both, I understand why they give her the win. If we're just
Yes.
judging on the
And I mean,
challenge, my
tale
top
as old
two,
as time. I can't do this. Oh no, I can't do this. And then you got through your inner saboteur.
sure.
So, and good for you. Good for her for doing that. Nobody can take that away from you, Juicy Love. Nobody can
Mm-mm.
take that away from you, Queen. And I'm glad that we haven't seen you lip sync yet because you are absolutely eating the competition. So go off, mama.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Get to the lip sync.
Mm-hmm.
Mandy Mango versus
Mm-hmm.
Briar lip syncing to a Lizzo song.
Mandy,
Oh,
I
she
think does great.
doesn't know the words.
Briar doesn't know the words.
Briar didn't know the words.
Did Mandy not know the words? It's hard to tell sometimes in my viewing
Mandy knew
party
the
because,
words.
yeah, I feel like Mandy knew the words.
Mandy knew the words. Briar did not know the words. She had that horrible reveal. She should have went home.
Because I
I
thought
will say
Mandy's was
that.
smart. I was like, yeah, take the skirt off. You're a deer. You don't need clothes.
Yeah. Loved
And the
Mandy,
body was
loved her
tea.
little
Her deer body was like
it was
hot.
pussy. Can I be honest with you though? And this is not to I don't think that Mandy should have been in the bottom. However, she was. I thought they both should have gone home. Because it was Mandy's third time in the bottom in the third week of competition,
Hmm.
and Briar didn't know the words. So I thought that they both should have sashayed away, sadly. That's my hot take. That's my hot take of the night.
Well, sadly, I think they want to see what stuff Miss Briar stirs up with the girls next week because she's the one bringing you television.
She's bringing something. I don't know if it's television. I don't know. I'm just somebody who thinks that you can make television in a more entertaining way without being an absolute nuisance to everybody around you. But that's just me. Um, oh my God.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll see what happens next week. What's the
we'll
challenge
see
next
what
week? Do you
happens next
know?
week. What's
What
that?
did they say? What I didn't watch the preview. I don't
It's a
remember. What's the challenge
design
next week?
challenge
Oh, design.
next
Oh, they're
week.
finally doing
You have
design
to like
challenge.
design with one of your fellow sisters. So
Mama.
let's see what
Oh,
happens.
with one of your sisters. Oh my God. Whoever gets Nini is the winner.
Do I have a crush on Nini Coco?
Yeah.
Do you?
Not no.
Not know.
I mean,
I have a crush
I
on Nini
equally have a
Coco
crush
and her
on
drag.
her
I'm
and
I'm so
Juicy.
excited to see what she does next.
I think. Well, I think her and Juicy are both adorable in and out of track. So there.
Def.
But
Well, we said it.
we said it.
We
So
fucking said it.
we're shipping them or not. I don't know. Maybe you want them separately.
No, I'm not a Kai Kai girl.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
not my tea. That's not my zhush.
No.
But
New year. New year, new Ru.
new mirror, new me, new year, new me, Nini. I love it. Okay. All right, my sister. Well,
If they
un-
want to see us this week, where can they see us this week? You are at Pieces on Wednesday, yeah?
yeah. So when you are seeing this, listening to this, I will be at Pieces on Wednesday evening with my sister Izzy Uncut.
Your
And
sister in drag.
where are you going to be, sister?
Friday, you can catch me at Verse for the viewing party for RuPaul's Drag Race. And then coming up on Saturday, I'm doing something really fun and nerdy.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be on a NPR podcast. And
Good.
I'm just gonna because it's gonna be really fun. It's like this game show, and it's me and Dorinda, and we're recording it live in New York on Saturday at 7 p.m. at Symphony Space, and it's called Go Fact Yourself. And it's a podcast where they quiz us on topics that we say we know about. So we'll see what they're going to quiz me and Dorinda on, but we're going up against each other as well.
Sure. Dorinda on NPR. I never thought I would hear the day. I
Yeah,
love
it's
it.
me versus Dorinda on an NPR game show. We're recording it at Symphony Space. You can go to gofactyourpod.com if you
I can't
want
wait.
tickets to see us Saturday night live in New York at Symphony Space.
Honey, I'm obsessed with that. I love it.
Period.
All right, my
Yeah, and
sister.
I think that's
We can give Mandy a shout out at the top of next week's episode. How about that?
we will give Miss
We
Mandy a
gave
shout
one
out.
to
We'll
Dee
look up
Dee
at all the
this
things
week.
she's
We'll do
doing.
it for Mandy next week. We'll get a little more info on what the
Mandy
girl's doing. I
Mango.
will miss singing. Take a look. Sit
Mm.
a book.
Mandy
Mandy
Mango.
Mango. All right, my sister.
My
Love
sister in
you
drag.
down.
I'm gonna see you in just a couple hours at Balcon.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was like, I want to see you in a couple minutes, bitch.
And we love all of you
Bye,
listening.
mama. Good
All of our listeners who are our
nieces.
nieces.
Our nieces. I love our nieces.
I love our nieces, my sister in drag. Until next
Uh,
time.
until next time, bye everyone.